Hi everyone, it's me T. Thanks for stopping in. Um, my name is Tina, by the way, in case that's what I mean by tea. um, and also, I am drinking tea right now, so I'm super excited. What was I gonna say? Thank you for stopping in. I'm basically coming at you with. Sorry that the screen isn't as high as I wanted it to be, but fuck it, we're just gonna have to just deal with what comes, right? Because I didn't really test anything out. I was getting, because it's the 8th hour of the night, I was getting to basically come on and just show up. So I didn't really prep that much. And with that being said, let me just see. In case there was any commentary, I'm going to leave. Oh, I forgot to add that in. Shit. In case you're tuning in right now, and I don't see how many people are. I don't see the like anybody kind of joining in. Like I don't see the number. So and I kind of actually prefer it that way because I want to just be able to focus. But I will have you here as a live chat thing streaming with me so that I can kind of like refer back to anybody that's tuning in. But just so you know, the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to just kind of get the reading out of the way, and then like if I'm feeling up to it, because a lot of the times my readings take a lot out of me in terms of just like talking. So if I'm able to, in terms of being guided by the A team to refer to your comments and stuff, I definitely will. It's not my intention to ignore any one of them, but it's just for focusing purposes that I really kind of just need to tune out of the comments, if you know what I mean. It sounds more fucked up that I tried to like have it come off, but. So okay. So I'm using 2 cards. Actually I'm using a couple of decks. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video, but we're going to get just right into it. So I'm going to ask the A team. A team, can you please place the highest and best yin and yang cards at the top of this deck in terms of what's going on with today's natural, authentic, and native energies of the numerological day and the universe's energy, along with how they apply to our career aspects of our lives. Do we stop shuffling right here, right now? Yeah, that was really fucking... That is like, go. All right, so this is the masculine. I'm going to just like kind of slowly break this down for us. I'm doing the divine masculine energies for the career area of our lives, but also in terms of what I've just asked for, which is, kind of, it gathers the numerology essence of today, along with the universal's energies, along with how both kind of apply to our career zone. So, and since it's later at night, it's going to be more of a reflective type of video. So just know that this might have already happened, or it will be happening from today, which is Sunday, to next Sunday. Okay. So you'll have to see kind of how like your energy works alongside of it. All right, so on a small yin level, which could be quiet, it could be subtle, it could be inside, right? It says we have King of Fire, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic. Sorry guys, I'm also like, I feel like I'm gonna be burping up, excuse me, a whole lot, because when I like drink tea, I like tend to burp, but I also feel like when I do these videos, I'm like purging for people. So like that's just basically a sign of just like releasing energy, right? So this one says focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Ooh, so good. Advice from someone creative. Oh my God, this is amazing. Okay. So, very interestingly enough, leadership has been a very big deal today, and I feel as though what it's referring to is you are stepping into your power, okay? Whew, I feel it. Okay, so this is also you taking your power back, which is kind of taking control of your life in a very positive way. And also being able to kind of show up to your life to be like, okay, there's a flow here of me spitfiring like myself into life So earlier on today, you could have seen like your insides kind of like, even if maybe you weren't up to different things, it's like you allowed the universal energies to take over your, and by universal, I mean like kind of your creator, right? You allowed your creator to take you over and to basically go after exactly what it is that you felt like you needed to do for yourself and like all of your intentions. And basically, uh, hey guys, I'm back on. Yay! That's super exciting. Okay, because that is awesome. My tablet ended up turning off because I have you guys plugged in, but it's still on very low battery. So I am super excited that that was a fucking case that it asked me if I wanted to resume. Okay, cool. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. Okay. All right, awesome. So we're back at it. Sorry, I had to just readjust everything for a second because I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I was like, "Okay, now it's gonna come." All right, I'm super stoked that it asked me if I wanted to resume because I was like, "Oh damn, I have to set everything back up again." All right, so cool. All right, this is better. Also, I had to add some more honey into my tea, so we're all set to go. Okay, so as I don't know where I left off, and by the way, pardon the noise outside. I'm gonna try to talk over it. Um, this was basically an energy of today where it was like I wanted to say very sun-filled energy, where it's like there was a lot of solar plexus, like there was a lot of fire in your will, and you kind of just went and you did stuff for yourself. Like you took your power back, is what I was saying before and and so a motivational, right? So you felt motivated, you felt ambitious, you felt idealistic and charismatic in a sense. Also with the charismatic aspect of your life, I feel as though your charisma helped somebody get through something, if that makes any sense. Kind of like your charisma was the technique that you used in terms of helping somebody to believe in something like bigger, you know what I'm saying? Like take somebody out of their like their worry mode. But I also feel as though one of the things that you've taken on within yourself, that you've kind of like owned up to and you've kind of taken the control back in your life about, is the aspect of you are going to believe in what you want to fucking believe and no one else can take that from you anymore. Like that's it. That's exactly how you're deciding to function and this is how you're going to do it. By the way, guys, it's having, since I'm resuming, it's having me like count down. So I have like 53 minutes on the clock and I have a lot of cards to do. So I'm going to try to get through it. I'm just going to say that A-Team knows about timing, human timing. So everything's going to be fine. But in case, I have to, in case it like, I guess signs me off or just whatever it needs to do, I have no idea how it's going to work this time around. It's all learning experience. I'm excited for it actually to see what's gonna happen. Then I just want to let you know that I'll like hop back on and so, you know, or whatever. Yeah, I'll hop back on and I'll try to finish up. And if not, then we're done right there. Okay. At 53 minutes. Yeah. So, so this is there was something else that popped in that I was like, oh, okay, that actually has a lot to do with this card right now. As I was saying that, is that, it was about believing. It was about, he's holding a sword in this card. And I feel like it's kind of like you cutting through the bullshit of what you no longer want to believe in, right? So you're siding with, it's like you and your dragon are siding with the aspect of, no, we're going to believe in this. And no matter what the worries, no matter what, you know, like the reality of things that it may seem like, we're actually we're showing up like this today. All right. And that's basically what's happening. Sorry for the glare. So it's you focusing, communicating with vision, which is also using, like I said, the charisma to kind of help somebody visualize something better for their life or to believe in something better. And advice from someone creative. That someone creative could have literally just been you with your charisma and how you used your charisma today. Yeah, and I just feel like you got a lot of shit done for yourself where it like was moving, like the energy had moved, you were moving the energy within yourself, and the energy outside of yourself was kind of shifted around too, okay? So, and it's funny because I feel like a lot of the things that you want to do for yourself today turned out to be a lot easier and a lot faster. Talk about fire. Like you were, it was like, it was a flow that you haven't seen in a long time because I feel like lately it's been kind of like, a little like heavier energies that have kind of like had you kind of dragging, and now it's kind of like you like literally since you kind of took your power back, you were getting shit done left and right. You're like, this is what we're gonna do, this is what we're gonna do, next, right? You were just nexting everything, and yet you the process of things getting completed were actually pretty quick. So it was just kind of like you were even surprised with the results of it. You're like, holy shit, this is actually a lot quicker than I thought. um Next card. So that's on a small level, okay, and that was pretty big. On a big level, oh, there's a lot of fire energy going on today. Page of Fire, outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Yes. Okay, cool. So that's awesome. So you have two. Isn't this interesting? Just letting you know how fashion plays into tarot, okay, and into oracle. So I think my nail polish color literally was getting ready and prepared for this day. All right, that's all I gotta say because look how perfect it freaking matches up with what we have going on. And it's funny because when I was getting it done, I was actually all in red. And the woman, and it was like I think the day or two after like Valentine's Day, and the woman was like, "Do you like red?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "I was just getting to wear it today." And I was like, I know it's pretty weird. Like after Valentine's Day, you would think that I'd be like wearing like red on Valentine's Day, but I'm like, no, it just like kicked into gear for me. So it's just super funny. It's like, and so I guess like I'm feeling I was looking forward, if anything, to these fiery elements. You know what I'm saying? I'm also my Venus is in Sagittarius, or my Venus is in Sagittarius. So I'm like I have this like passionate drive, you know, from the heart, and so it's very interesting how the yin and yang are both very much so kind of playing along each other very harmoniously, I feel. So you took your power back, your kingship back, right? Being a king for yourself in a sense, like you're again, we're talking about divine masculine energy. So this is like purely awesome and how harmonious it really truly is as well, like extra. So it's like your masculine really took over in terms of like king, but also I want to say here because there's no like I don't think there is in this deck that like emperor cards. So it's like this is like your emperor, or maybe there is. I don't know. I have to check it. I just have to tune in and check in. But I just feel as though it's like the you took on the first step of like you kind of owning your king power to then be your emperor power, which is actually really so much in you, but it hasn't been there in a very long time. So it's like you're kind of like kickstarting yourself up with the king level first, which is already a super mighty level, and then all of a sudden you're gonna turn to emperor, you know, in maybe a few days as you kind of like play around with this with these elements of fire, but also like you kind of stepping into your own power, right? And that's the whole thing. It's like the fire is your power, actually. It's like stepping into your own power too, which is so cool. And this has a lot to do with the root chakra because there's a lot of reds, fire reds. So it's kind of like I want to say it has a lot to do with your fame and reputation, even though we're talking about career, but it still has your fame and reputation still has a lot to do with the career aspect of your life. But also, this has a lot to do with your root chakra because it's red, and it has a lot to. So your root chakra is like your stability, your grounding, your money. Okay. What else is I feel like it has a lot to do with your basic needs, right? Your rootedness. So it's like you're now really being rooted in your highest and best self that maybe once was kind of a bit like not lost, but like I feel like it wasn't there for a little bit. Like it went a little what's the word dormant, do you know what I'm saying? And now it's kind of showing up. So on a yang level it says outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous. It's like you've stepped into your kingship power, and now your action was being taken in terms of like doing something bigger for yourself, right? So I might have blended actually both of these together in terms of when I went over the king cards, but I guess because maybe I was like feeling the cards even before I flipped it over. But I think that from this card, what we're really getting out of this is news of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Like that's really what's coming up here. That maybe we haven't even seen kick in yet. Okay, so it's kind of like. I also want to say that there's like a opportunity here that you kind of, because you stepped into your king power, there's an opportunity that you kind of were guided to in terms of like achieving today, in terms of like, okay, today was the green light for that to be kind of efforted towards. Okay, so and you might know what it is, but it's like it's about that of which you know what it is, but then also a lot more, so it's of which you don't see. Okay, so it's kind of like really awesome. Okay, I feel like as though this has a lot to do, oh my gosh, it's funny, she's kind of like a magician here. Yo, if you see her face like really close, I can't, because it's like such fine art here. But if you see her face, she she's like, fuck, I really have to do this right now. And then she's like she's obviously doing what she needs to do, but she's kind of like, I'm not having fun here. Like this is not like, this needs to be like cut short a little bit in terms of all that you're wanting me to do, universe. Because look at all the shit that she's like swirling. She's like magicianing it up, but it's like it takes a lot of effort. So it's just kind of like she's over it. You know what I'm saying? But she's doing it anyway. You know, and she's doing it with outgoingness, creativity, confidence, and a mischievous type of like undercover, secretive, all that bit. And it's really funny. It's really funny. And so with this, I feel as though also, since there's a guy and a girl and they're dragons, there's like, I want to say that there is a tag team type of pairing today, which is also interesting because last night I was talking about Lady Nada, and Lady Nada as an ascended master is putting together the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And I was feeling that I was going to go into today's energies. So basically, when it comes down to it here, I feel like as though she's actually completed her job. Okay, like that's been completed. Where it's like the divine feminine's masculine within herself has now risen to the divine masculine's masculine within himself. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like equality, but also a power couple. Do I show them this right now at all? Okay. Oh, you can see it. Okay, because maybe that's why I got no. That's funny because I was getting to put this here. Like I don't know if you guys can see it. You can, but like it's upside down for you. It's a power symbol, and I was getting to kind of place the cards on top of it so that it could kind of power up and amplify whatever it needs to. And it's funny, so that's why I didn't have to show you that, because this is basically depicting power couple status that they have actually now reached what is it called? Like not a blend, but like a synchronicity of sorts, where it's like they're in this together, right? There's like a true energetic unity to it, even though they might not be actually physically together, if that makes any sense. Okay. And so that might be like kind of like a long-term relationship, that could be long-term relationships, or that could be like career. But you know what I'm really sensing is that nowadays I feel as though the romantic relationships that are being channeled through me are basically going to be getting both, like we're talking about both romantic relationships along with business partners. Like that's that power couple that I'm talking about. Like they can do anything. Like it's just like anything and everything will be done, whatever they kind of come up with, they'll be doing it together. You know what I'm saying? And that shit's fun. So they're focused on fun, Okay, so I'm going to put these to the side. That's pretty awesome. What else? Are we moving on to the next card? Wait, what card? We're reading this card? Are we reading this card? What did you mean? Hold on, guys. I'm just like, I'm getting to read the cards. So let's see. All right, they're telling me to read the cards, but I'm like, okay, I read the cards. So here's what I'm getting. I think they're telling me to like look at the cards. What she is swirling is, oh, this is so awesome. So they have their dragons, right? Like their pet dragons, okay? And the dragons that are kind of their guardians that are looking after them. But what's interesting here is, maybe this is why I was told to kind of look at it, is that there's a lot of magic being stirred up by the divine feminine, okay? This also could mean divine feminine, like the goddesses, the divine goddess queens that existed as ascended masters. Back in the day, I want to say, like, they are showing up in terms of helping the divine feminine out of the pairing, okay? But also, not only that, it's of the pairing, but it would definitely be supporting the divine masculine. Do you get what I'm saying? So this chick is like stirring up some fucking good shit, which is like pure like magic. She doesn't even know she's fucking doing it. Doesn't even know. But I think the pure magic here is the keeping of the positivity is what I'm getting. But also what we see here, very interestingly enough, is it's kind of like, what I'm picturing is this being like an egg, okay? So here's the dragon behind her. Here's like an egg of energy. And what is inside the egg is kind of like a smaller baby dragon, but this baby dragon is more so a phoenix rising, right? So really what's happening here is that the divine feminine energies of today are definitely gaining more, are like stepping into their more divine masculine qualities, right? Which is more of that spitfire, like yang, like go out there and get it type of energy. And what she's doing is she's doing it in her own way, right? So it's very interesting how these came out, guys. It's so interesting. We're talking about divine masculine energies, and yet we're covering both the divine feminine and masculine. And like, that's like super surprising. But like, also, what I feel here is that she's doing, there's this creativity happening, and it's kind of still on the invisible because it hasn't hatched yet. But I see these little small sparkles, which are, to me, miracles. Miracles are actually abound. So it's kind of like, and they're like very healing. There's like sparks all over the place. So I don't know if you can see them, but they're little stars, okay? So, and I just feel like these stars or these sparks are kind of like, they're guided by the different archangels, okay? So that's definitely like a part of the stirrings, and who is a part of the stirrings. But also I feel as though it's very healing, okay? So it's kind of like we're, I want to say, rebirthing the aspect of our inner fire, okay? But it's kind of like gonna show up, better than ever. Like, you've never even seen this fucking side of yourself. Like, that's maybe why I need to go back into there. Is that all that we have for these cards right now? Yeah, all right. So moving on. Yes. Okay. Oh, it says don't stop. All right. So I'm not stopping. I'm just gonna go. All right. So let me just ask the A team. A team, I'm asking the same from these cards that I've asked from the first set of cards. However, I'm asking for two of the highest and best yin and yang cards in terms of the divine feminine energies of today. Thank you for placing them at the top of this deck. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here right now? Yeah, they're telling me yes. Nice. See, there's so much flow. I love it. Oh my god. Plays off so well. Okay. Okay, first one, yin. get more information. This is the divine feminine, where the divine feminine is acting a bit slower today, okay? Because what she really needs is she needs more time, and she's needing more, like, she needs more clarity as to what's going on, okay? And sometimes, and that's why this bitch isn't even fucking worried. Let me just tell you something. She's not, like, because she knows that in divine timing the truth comes out. So the more information is more on a yin, smaller, silent, inner level, okay? Where it's like she's just basically being downloaded more of this information. She's working with what she has. She's kind of attempting in terms of all that she can do and all that she's getting guided to do. So it's interesting. I'm getting guided to do versus get more information. It's kind of, they're the same thing, right? So you're not going to act until you have more information in terms of what's being downloaded into you in terms of what to follow, or what's being down, or like get more information. Like you need to kind of like in order to work with something, you need some information to work with. You can't just, I mean, you can create, but you want to create based off of some sort of facts, right? So it's like, the divine feminine is working with like all the facts that she now currently has, but it's not all the pieces to the puzzle, okay? So it's like she's doing the best that she can, but she's not getting worried about it because she knows that the universe is about to literally expose her to new details of what's going on within life, so that she can literally use that in going forward, right? So what I'm getting out of here is the feeling of like patience. There's a comfortability there. There's actually a getting more information. It's like you're actually the divine feminine is actually totally comfortable now in knowing that this is what just needs to be done. This is what the wait is for right now, okay? Also, what came to me today, do I share it? Yeah, okay. So what came to me today was, as I wait, I create. Okay, that was like the rhyme that came into my head. And I said, okay, that's actually really super cool, because that's basically what it is. It's like sometimes you're just waiting for some of your dreams to come true. And instead of being really impatient, you're going to just create. And by create, I mean, you're going to watch movies that inspire you. You're going to, fix things around the house that, might need some perfecting. You're going to just like really kind of use your time wisely towards all that you can see in your world, as you are gathering all this more information to kind of work with and kind of work towards. So it's kind of like as if you could picture like a whole bunch of different projects, okay, going on at the same time. One is your main project and you're very focused on it, but the whole thing is it's like you can only be so focused on it. Like you can only work only so much towards it until you have more information that is revealed to you, right? So then instead of like that plan A, you're going to turn to plan B, C, D, E, F, all those, and kind of like jump around and like play around until, more is revealed about that main plan, like plan A, right? So it's kind of like as you wait, create. Okay, that's what I'm also getting. So you're waiting on more information. That's basically what it is, to kind of be downloaded into you. I also feel like Archangel Metatron is very much so prevalent in both of these cards. So it's kind of like you're waiting for the higher ups, the archangels, the ascended masters, to really kind of kick themselves into gear. Now look at this, guys. Again, we have, thank you, Lady Nada, talking about another ascended master. Like, again, we have both a masculine and a feminine energy that showed up in the divine feminine cards too. So it goes to show you that literally it's very interesting how, both the divine feminine and masculine, there is an energetic pairing that's taking place today. I mean, that's like that's really very apparent here. It's like they're working side by side. That 1111 kind of like number happened yesterday, so now it's kind of getting like more powerful as time goes by, right? So very interesting. So I feel as though the divine feminine in the masculine is like, okay, they're also waiting to get more information. They might be a little impatient, but that's okay, because the divine feminine, it says this card is a yang level. And so this is again, this is yin, which is more like interior, quiet to yourself, like that type of energy. So this is kind of like the divine masculine, like what they're feeling today in terms of like maybe emotionally speaking, right? And then the divine feminine shows up in her divine femininity, and it's very interesting that both the divine feminine cards that showed up in both sets of kind of sets of readings. Literally the feminine energy is the more yang energy, which is crazy because usually it's the masculine that's the more yang energy. So today I feel like the masculine is more so in his like maybe a little bit in a shell type of, like he's feeling more quiet. He's feeling more like he needs support, right? And then the divine feminine is feeling the sun and is feeling like she's had fucking enough of like being super quiet, that she's like, yo, you know what? There ain't nothing to it but to do it, right? But also by doing it, it means that you're gonna believe. And right when I said before about the divine feminine believing, it's like this card is like, if you believe, so the divine feminine is really sticking up and standing up in her power and for her power of believing, where it's like, don't back down. Like, we've come to way too fucking far to like not think that we are not deserving, or to think that we're not deserving of the aspect that, you know, miracles are going to come true for you. So it's not like it's like she's set, like her mind is set on it. Okay. So so it's very interesting, and that is being communicated energetically, but also physically, like not physically, but like vibrationally, okay, which is also energetically, I guess. That's very true. It's very interesting to, I feel like the divine masculine is glowing, right, which is beautiful. He's like he's purifying, I think is what I want to say. He's purifying today. And so he's kind of like looking like more invisible, like there's like just more like revelations and stuff like that happening in his life, like where it's like he's ascending. There's something about mastering something today. So maybe that's why they're maybe feeling more like inwards and more like quiet and not like like out loud, like go-getter status. And the divine feminine is kind of like sitting in her power, and she's actually coming back to life. Because do you see, like, so I'm not saying that this guy's not alive. This guy's very much so alive. It's just that on an energetic level, he's just being upgraded and purified, okay? The divine feminine has already kind of been through that. Because I feel like the divine masculine, it took them a little bit longer time to kind of mature into that. The feminine is already kind of there, and she's already like, yo, what are we about? Like, when are we doing this? Like, she's like ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And so she has already been purified, and now is coming back into like color, into herself. Like, she's like no longer like all in the invisible type of like purity stage. Like, she's past that, and she's kind of like, I'm ready to come alive, I'm ready to do what I have to do, and I'm ready to show up. You know what I'm saying? And so what she's doing is she's actually like, I want to say, if this card, it's so beautiful, this card is, if you believe, is amazing, because what she's doing is that what she's stirring up today, okay, just like we saw here, what she's stirring up today is her power of believing, where it's like, okay, it's solid. Do you see that it's not even being purified anymore? That's like in solid form. This is still being upgraded and purified, because it's like there's so much light going on, and there's, you know what I'm saying, like it's kind of like invisible, even though he has it. It's like hers is coming more to the forefront, right? Hers is like there, and his is still being purified. So she's basically being called on to kind of when we're talking about interdependence, like this is it, hers is shining through a little bit more today, is what I'm trying to say. Even though they both have it, it's just that she's really showing up to be like, listen, I got it. Like, even though you might not see it because yours is invisible, I actually have manifested it in terms of in the physical, and it's like there's nothing that you like there, and you and it's like the other person can't see it because again, there it's energy. It's like they're not even in physical interaction with one another. It's very kind of like long distance, right? Um, so it's like her just showing up, and she's really beautiful, and she like her showing up to kind of like support the divine masculine into saying, hey, we got this together. I'm going to feed you a little bit of this because you know like mine's already kind of formed, and yours is still being worked on. So it's kind of like, you know, and sometimes, let me just tell you something, sometimes working with invisibility is very tough in this life because everything is so physical, right? So in terms of believing, believing is like is invisible, okay? So the whole thing is, it's like I feel like the divine masculine is now being upgraded in terms of what he, like, I want to say what he believed in is being upgraded. Excuse me. So theirs is kind of like seemingly invisible to them, like as if they don't have it around, but it's there. Do you get what I'm saying? And then the divine feminine is just kind of like, listen, mine's solid now. Like I'm not even swaying from that shit anymore. So I don't mind sharing it with you. See, there's a lot of green here, which means she's already healed. She's healed herself, and this is more so him being purified with the golds and the whites, and you know he's still a lot of this purple, which is you know, crown chakra and compassion with the pinks, and you know, so he's really being regenerated in some way, and she already kind of went through that process, so she can actually kind of help him in a leadership way. And this is why it's so funny, because leadership is really coming up, because the divine feminine has now stepped into their leadership of themselves and of their life, which allows them to then, because it allows them to then hone in on their power of believing and able to share with those that will appreciate it. Okay, so that's basically what it is. This is a message for you too. You're amazing. Okay, so freaking beautiful, guys. I'm so grateful. Okay, awesome. Moving on. I love how at the bottom of this deck it's the 0, which is the Fool, which is starting over, new beginnings, and just create whatever it is you fucking want, and also new foundations, right? So, all right, A-Team, what is one, please, actually, we're going to say thank you, A-Team, so much for placing the highest and best believing card, or card that we need to believe in today at the top of this deck. Thank you. Do I stop showing the cards right here now? Yeah, that was a solid yes. Oh my god, guys! I love it! Yo, that is amazing! Okay, cool. So, long story short, yo, that's amazing. So, listen, new beginnings. This is what you need to believe in. This is what the divine feminine aspect of you needs to believe in, okay? So, if you have a divine feminine in your life that is super, super fucking whacked out and crazy, believe her when she tells you to believe, okay? Because these are, look at this. This is eyed wide open, shocking shit going on where it's like you're that's going to be your face. You're going to be like when it happens, okay? So you're waiting on something that's literally all new beginnings, fresh new slate. The Fool is also, I love this connection that I'm making today. The Fool is following your heart, okay? Which has also been a huge theme today in terms of following your heart, following your dreams, follow your compass, whatever type of message, you know, that correlates to those messages. That is today's theme of the day, which is so crazy because I've been getting it all across the board in so many different ways. It's been showing up in my clothing. My shirt has it on it. Cards have been showing up. Songs have been showing up today with it. And it's just kind of like, oh my God, it's a lot. There's a lot going on. So it's kind of like, listen, you're gonna start doing what your heart wants you to do. And that's the answer to your prayers, okay? So it's kind of like, it doesn't matter what worries you're going through. Sometimes you just need to follow your heart in the direction of what you already know, the more information that you're getting, okay? So again, it's like you're receiving information that maybe little bit fucking, and I'm saying like little bit fucking weird because it's not the focus of what you want it to be just yet, okay? So do I go into it? Okay, so they want me to break it down for you. Like, let's say you're waiting on something monetarily to come in, okay? This is more so saying that it's okay for you to go with the clarity of the love first and then have the monetary things come in, okay? So sometimes we think priority, again, clean slate, it's like do what you want. Clean slate is do what you want also, right? Following your heart, you know, following your intuition. And look at that. That's the nose that is like, so the nose has this intuition where it's like, you know, what is your intuition, and so you know what you're going after, and so you know what you know already, so it's like work with that information rather than just sit and wait for you to get information towards how you're going to solve a fucking another bigger problem in your life, because of the fact that it's like the power of two or the power of three or the power of more people, it doesn't matter. You know, one person has a lot of power in them, but you're putting two heads together. It's like if the divine has given you that, you make sure that somehow, some way, you put those two heads together in terms of close vicinity, or you know, somehow like in terms of discussion or whatever the fuck, and you literally kind of make sure that they are working in close proximity of each other. That's what I'm trying to say. Whether it's like uniting or whatever the fuck, so that it can speed up the process of you of solving your other solutions, okay, in life, or bringing about the other solutions in your life. So again, this power, it's a mouse, it's like a hand rest, but I was like getting to use it as like my kind of, I don't know, like backsplash, I guess, or I don't know what you want to call it, like an altar kind of honoring of each card. It actually works perfectly if it's both cards on there, so it's so nice. But what I wanted to say is that it's like, use what you already know. You know what I'm saying? And there's a knowing in you, and there's a very big knowing in you. So it's kind of like, use that and yeah, use that in creativity, because this is an orange card. Do you want me to read from the book? Yeah, they're like, no, you already know. Again, knowing. Yeah, I mean, that's really what, because I do feel like the book is going to say the same thing that I just said. In terms of what the Fool represents, like new beginnings, like new, and this is like, again, what I'm getting super hilariously is shock factor. So, and I'm also feeling that shock factor is coming in tomorrow. Okay, so if it's not like tonight, it's tomorrow. And it's really coming in strong, and it could come in on many different levels, not just one. Okay, so I don't know, like ancient turquoise is coming up, so maybe you want to wear turquoise tomorrow, or get yourself some turquoise. That's like interesting that's coming up. That's what I feel like I needed to share right then and there, because they're making me look at my turquoise stones. Oh, interesting. Do I share the bottom of the deck right now? All right. Well, anyhow, they're telling me no, but today, guys, is an infinity day. So this makes a lot of sense that we're talking about if you believe, okay? Because, and it's an infinity day, which means the yin and yang of the divine feminine and masculine working together as a unit, because they're connected. So we're talking about, I mean, it showed up on both the divine feminine and masculine sides. Like, it's amazing, okay? So that's like super big, it's like a double infinity, and that's pretty fucking awesome. And then new beginnings, so that's like a perfect thing so just believe in the new beginnings. Like, the new slate is being drawn out today, actually. And I want to say, based off of my feels, they started beginning midday today, excuse me, or right around like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Maybe 5 o'clock was the change. Oh, interesting. 5 is like freedom. 5 is positive change. 5 is just like turning of events, I feel. So, so around, I want to say like 4 to 5, it was most likely 5 o'clock. Yeah, like the fifth hour of today. I know I said that really weird, but that's like how I felt like it needed to come out. Right around that time today is when I woosad. Like I was like, I was like so like done. You know what I'm saying? With like I like really expressed like an exhale to be like, okay, like things are. I've done that all. I've done all that I can do. And I really, after I exhaled like that, I fucking had the best nap of my life. And I have not had a nap like that in a very long time. I had not had like that quality of sleep in a very long time. So it was like something along the lines was definitely a new start. Definitely. Because I'm telling you right now, I did not, I haven't felt like that in a long time. Are we doing these? Yeah. I was getting to do these. So I'm going to just grab these real quick. All right, 18. Highest and best yin card, please, out of this deck to be placed at the top of this deck. Oops. That pertains to the natural, native, and authentic energies of today, along with the universes, along with how they are being applied to our career corner. Thank you. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here, right now? They're like, yes. All right, yellow, will, solar plexus, a lot of light going on. You will step on the soil of many countries in your lifetime. Oh shit, guys, talk about new beginnings. You're about to lift off, bitches. That's all I gotta say. So again, golden amount of believing happening today. There's a fire. Again, we're talking about, so, you know, this is like the solar plexus. It's the fire. It's the go. It's the I am willing. There's a lot of golds, actually, golds and reds. Oh, interesting. Very awesome. So it's like root chakra, solar plexus. It's like you're rooted in what the fuck what it is that you know. You know what I'm saying? And what it is that you want in your life, and now the will is the gold, which is like the going after it. All right, so you're just, and if you're not going after it today, you're getting prepared to go after it. Okay, you're in prep mode. So again, when I say while I wait, I create, preparation also happens in the waiting mode. Okay, so just make sure that you kind of, do I talk about the bottom of the deck? Okay, no, because it slipped out, and I was like, let's see if that's the case. Nope. We're gonna keep it clean today, as usual. So yeah, so that's gonna be, I mean, I really just think that traveling is totally imminent in terms of your purpose. Actually, a purpose card was shown to me today, so it's kind of like, yo, your purpose is gonna take you to like really travel the world. You will step on the soil of many countries in your lifetime. So it's like, yeah, you're about to really kind of step out of your comfort zone. Again, the card before this was the 0. So it's like now you get to create, even prepare while you're waiting for other things to resolve themselves out. You are envisioning for yourself on a smaller level, like, or there's a knowing actually that you're going to be doing this, and you're kind of like thinking about where is it that you're going to head, you know, first and foremost, and where your dreams are taking you, and also, you know, where your heart is taking you. Both. I mean, really, because your dreams come from your heart. Your heart is the communicator of your dreams. So it's kind of like both are playing out in this will to just do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing. Because at this point, guys, you ain't gonna get stuck. It's like you've already been there, done that. You've done a lot of self-sacrificing, and you just know it's like, no, you got to go after what you got to go after. And I think the divine feminine is feeling that a lot more so than the masculine, possibly, because of the fact that, you know, I want to say the divine feminine, like, they feel that was like an old traditional way of being for the divine feminine. Not that they can't still be, but it's like they're nurturing, but they were being overly nurturing, where they were being self-sacrificial, of their lives for other people, like in terms of their family and stuff. And I'm telling you right now, like roles are not reversing, but roles are upgrading, where it's just like the divine feminine loves to fucking have fun. That's why that song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, they love to have fun. So they need to be out there exploring and being free and, you know, just really having fun with life rather than sitting in a house cooking, cleaning, doing all that shit. But also, what people don't understand is that the world needs that, because the thing is, the divine feminine is super lit the fuck up, okay? Like in terms of, they are the believing factor. They are like the light and the love that this world has, right? Not to say that it's just the divine feminine. I'm just saying the majority of us are that within us. We're more interesting just as like a sex. Like that's basically what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now we're realizing that we want to be even more interesting, and we want to create ourselves again, starting at the Fool. We want to be the fools for fun. That's basically what it is. Like we want to actually go explore, go do what we got to do in terms of like keeping fresh new vibes alive. But that's not only just for us, it's for our entire, you know, family, generations, you know, the family that is to come from us. You know what I'm saying? The family that we came from, and the family that's going to come from us. It's like we need that to feed our souls. We can't just die out. And so that's why I find it so amazing that women are really kind of stepping up to the plate and wanting something different for their lives, and not just, okay, we're going to have babies and call it a day. It's like, and again, babies are a big thing. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm saying it's a big thing, but like some of us women want us to explore life more before having the babies and shit like that. Like before doing the traditional shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to do the untraditional. We want to see what comes from it. We want to see if we can grow something way fucking new. You know what I'm saying? And then have, you know, the family alongside of it. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like more fun. It's more fresh. It's more, you know, it's just keeping yourself alive, like keeping your spirit alive. Because guys, if the divine feminine spirits die out, or they get overworked or overstressed or are more yang than they are in receiving mode, our spirits die out, and guess what? No one has good sex. No one has good, no one has, you know, joyous vibes around them. Do you know what I'm saying? You're always going to get bitchy fucking, you know, like, attitudes from us, like all that shit. So it's like, let a bitch live, let a bitch be free, and you will see that she will end up coming back, and she'll end up sharing that sun and light and love with all of the people that she loves, respects, enjoys. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing to it but to do it. That's all I gotta say. So the on a yin level, it's really that. It's like that's the on a yin level, both the divine masculine and feminine want to start traveling. That's basically it. I think that's what it is. It's like that's one of the answers to their prayers, is that they need to start traveling so that they can move their energy around, and then again resolve problems maybe that are happening. You know what I'm saying? Is this one of the cards that is supposed to come out for today? That is interesting, because that came out, yes. Oh no, that came out today for me, so that's interesting. It came out again. Wow. Super interesting, and I was just shuffling the cards before. So is this the highest and best one for today? Okay, yeah, I'm getting yes. Interesting. This came out for me on a personal level today, which says, courtesy is a business asset, a gain and never a loss. Now, here's the thing I want to tell you about this. This is a heart card. It's it's a green card. It's, I want to say, green light go, you know, giving you the go ahead. Also very healing in the aspect of, you know how I was saying how the divine feminine, and maybe it's even the divine feminine in the masculine too, has been very self-sacrificial in some sort of way. This is being healed today in terms of you realizing, like, this is like this door is closing and then another door is opening, but this is you realizing that, because courtesy is a huge fucking word. So courtesy is a business asset, a gain and never a loss. So maybe you're looking at things as if, like, damn, like in a regretful way, like damn, I should have known. Damn, I'm still hanging on to this shit that fucking pisses me off and that I regret, and it should have been over a long time ago. I should have made some moves, like all this kind of regretfulness, right? But the universe is telling you that you were actually, and I'm talking about this in a self-sacrificial way, like you were just like pissed off that like it took you so long to realize shit, because you know that you're smarter than that, and you were pissed off that your loving heart kind of like overgave to somebody who did not fucking appreciate you, or they did not even see the value in it, or they ruined your heart in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So you're kind of like on a yang level. This is being healed. It's like one door closes, another door opens, just like I was just saying before. But also, it's the aspect of knowing, and this is really super huge. It's the aspect of you knowing that courtesy is the reason why you were doing this. You were being courteous to another human being, which is more of a gain, even though you're seeing it as such a loss. It's actually definitely a gain, and you'll see it in the long haul. And it's a very big gain. This is why it's in the yang aspect of your life. Okay, so and again, this is interesting. So as I was saying, the divine feminine in the divine feminine cards, this is at a yang level. It's green. So is this. This is a yang card showing up for both the divine feminine and masculine. But the whole thing is, it's like, since we're talking about the heart, which is, like I said, more of a, I mean, it's balanced in the masculine feminine, but like it's more of a feminine, it's more of a feminine organ, I want to say. It's literally being healed, right? So that you can kind of start believing more, And so, and what you're believing more is the fact that you didn't fuck up. You didn't fuck up. And it was all meant to be the way it was supposed to be. And the thing is, it's very interesting because, do I go into my little story a little bit about courtesy? Okay. Interestingly enough, because it has a lot to do with business and career, okay? Career. I'm just going to keep it that way. Courtesy is a business asset, a gain and never lost. So I just wanted to let you know that today, when this card showed up for me, I thought of the aspect of, at one point I was working for a firm. I'm not going to go into what it was. And when I decided that I was going to quit, I actually, instead of giving them a 2 weeks notice, because I love them so much, I gave them a month's notice, okay? And I said to them, and this all has to do with believing too. I love it. Okay, I can actually cry because this is so super big. Like it's big because it's big for me in terms of how humans should be. Okay, this is what I'm saying. So, and again, we're talking about yang. Okay, so it's like big. So I had given them. A month's heads up to say I'm leaving on this and this date, but I'm going to stay a month instead of 2 weeks, so that you can find a replacement that is just as good as me and or better. Okay, because I always want to wish that for everybody. It's like I'm really good, but if there's better out there, then fucking may you get better. Okay, then, because I'm all about the better in any which way it needs to come. Okay, so it made me reflect today. This card made me reflect on the aspect of, it was a courtesy it was a very odd courtesy that I gave, but it was something that I was being drawn to do because of the fact that I loved the people that I was working with. They've showed me a lot of courtesy while I was there. We had a great time in terms of working well with each other. And I didn't want them, it's not that I didn't want them thinking that I was just ungrateful, because I don't give a fuck anymore in terms of who thinks I'm ungrateful or not ungrateful. Like, I'm just grateful, and that's basically how it is. But if, like, my actions, somehow appear otherwise to other people, that's not my problem, So long story short, I had given them a month's notice, and here came another girl that literally super nice, super very similar to me in a sense, like we had a lot in common, and I was able to just literally flow her into the position so so well in terms of training her and having her understand things, and she took over, and she I think she's still there, and she's doing a great job. Do you know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is, it's like, it's a beautiful thing to literally give people the courtesy that your heart feels that they deserve, or the opposite, where it's like, okay, so and here I'm going to just finish off with that last part, where it's very important to give the people the courtesy that you think that they deserve. I'm going to just like expand on that a little bit, because there is a reason to it all. It's also super kind. It's also super different, okay? And courtesy comes back to you in many ways as well. It doesn't come back to you like, I wasn't doing it for the aspect of, oh, it's going to come back to me one day. No, I never do it for that, because it's not fun that way. It's fun to go by what your heart is asking you to do, and by what your heart thinks it's right for you to do for other people. And if you kind of landed yourself in a fucked up situation where you were giving too much of a courtesy to somebody that maybe did not see your worth, or they didn't see your value at the time, you know, that's still not a fuck up of yours. That's a fuck up of theirs, okay? But sometimes it does hurt when it's not seen, you know? Thank God that in that scenario that I just told you about, like where I gave the firm the courtesy of a month, they saw my value. And that's the beauty of it. Like, the beauty of it is, you have to see your own value first for other people to see your value, okay? But the whole thing is, it's not even about that. It's about, this is what's the interesting part. A lot of families don't value their family members as their quote unquote neighbors, right? Because you know how like that also came up for me today too, where it's like treat your neighbors as you would yourself, or something like that. I forgot the verbatim aspect of it, but like treat your neighbors well, let's put it that way. But we don't realize that neighbors are, thank you, 18. We don't realize that the neighbors that, you know, that kind of that they're talking about, like in, you know, the Torah or the Bible or whatever, like even the ones that what is it that like we've been told about ever since we were younger, like treat everybody as you wish to be treated. The thing is, that starts in your family, but not all families have that aspect of valuing the people of light that are in their life, okay? So it's like there's a healing taking place today in terms of realizing that even as a person of light in your family, your heart can get fucked up by family sometimes, because of the fact that we all come from different families. Even the nicest families can fuck you over. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, has nothing to do with anything. It just has to do with like relationships on a personal level, right? So somebody else from the outside can see like, oh hey, she's a nice guy. Oh hey, she's a nice guy. Hey, he's a nice guy. Oh hey, she's a nice girl. Like, I can see, you know, what's not to get along. But then two people that look great from the outside, that are actually related, actually it exists where they don't get along at all. Do you get what I'm saying? So you know, so the whole thing is, it's like, I wanted to just say there, it's like people are coming out of, you know, of where they're light and love, for, you know, in essence of bringing their courtesy towards the situation, and for a very long time at that. I mean, I'm talking about loyalty to the fucking T, where it's like they were used and abused for it, and they were saddened, and they were kind of just like so depleted by, and so like disappointed, and all of that like nasty like negativity around it. They were like shot, I feel like they were like really shot in the heart by the aspect of them not being able to by them being so hurt about it, right? Because they're not being valued. They were never valued in the first place, even though you're going around thinking, okay, it doesn't matter, I value myself, and I'm not doing it for being seen as a valuable person. But then there is a very fine line where it's like, but even so, a person needs to be shown a courteous, right? A courteous essence, or the courtesy of being a human being, like just just being given that respect of which they weren't given, right? So that hurts hearts. It really does. Like, so that's what I'm trying to say is like, that's what's being healed today, is that the courtesy that you nonstop gave towards a situation that, that, you know, it took you a very long time to get out of, is now being healed. But just know that it is a pure gain rather than a loss, okay? And again, this could be in business, but also this could be, you know, for me in business, it's heart first all the time anyway. Heart first has to be the fucking standard of all of our businesses here in the US and all around the world. That's all I have to say. So, and if it's not there, you're going to fucking fall through. I'm telling you that right now. That's like a promise in a sense, because of the fact that that foundation, if you don't have a heart-based foundation for your businesses or your career, it's not going to work out, because you don't fucking believe in it. You don't fucking care. It's not healing. It's just, it's actually being bullshit. It's bullshitting. That's basically what it is. Hold on one second, guys. Oh. Okay. Woo! These are like super thin, so it takes me a second to get them off of the floor. Okay. Damn, so it's like power to your heart, guys. Power to your heart. You know what I'm saying? And out of this fucking crazy aspect of being hurt, you know? Thank God that's being healed. Thank God. And I want to say, and I believe that full on believe that that's basically what has been taking place today, or what took place today. So yeah, no regrets. You show the courtesy that you feel like showing. You let your heart show the courtesy you feel like showing, and no regrets, even though it may have hurt you for a very long time, or it may seem as though you've been hurt for the long run. Is that the card that I'm supposed to grab for today? Yeah, it is. All right. So I'm now picking a self-love card, basically to support our hearts. Again, since we were talking about hearts, and we're always going to be fucking talking about hearts on this channel. That is for damn sure, because that's our powerhouse. I don't give a shit what anybody else says. I don't give a shit. And only the strong people know that, by the way, which are the more gentle people, which are the more kind people, which are the more real people, okay? Real. Real and raw. Okay, beautiful. So today, oh shit, I think I got my nail polish on it. Son of a bitch. All right, it's okay. It's a good streak, all right? It's a good streak. So today, what's it called? The affirmation, the self-love affirmation is, I am loving, okay? So this is something that you need to believe in. I am loving. And this is why, you know, this is what people see in you. That is why they thought that they could really take advantage of you, which is such bullshit. Such bullshit. And guess what? It's such, I don't like to talk about karma in a negative sense all the time, because karma, I choose to believe in karma in a good sense. But let me just tell you something. Those that know that you're loving, and those that know that you're loving and take advantage of the aspect that you are loving, have a very big problem in their hands. More so than your fucking problems, okay? More so than the loving person that is just simply being loving for the aspect of simply being clean in their lovingness. And so what I want to say is, you're actually so much better off than you think you are. By being the purely loving person that you are, in terms of a gentle way and a kind way, and this is why your new beginnings are going to lift off very much so in the right direction, in the accurate direction for you, in the very courteous direction for you, in terms of like good karma is being delivered to you, okay? Because you have been so loving, because you have showed up in your lovingness, you know? And thank God that no one can take that away from you. And thank God that that is something that you want to literally bulldoze like your way through in this life, in terms of You need to know this, okay? This is a knowing that you need to take with you on your new beginnings, all right? Remember the knows and the knowing. There's a knowingness that you know that you're loving. So long story short is like you're going to take this with you for the entire long haul of your life, and it's going to actually, and you're never going to give up on this. So if somebody else decides to treat your lovingness as shit, you don't, your choices, this is your decision made right now. You're never going to close this aspect of yourself up, because that was not your choice to treat you like shit. That was theirs. Okay. And so long story short, you're gonna literally stick to this, and you're gonna be very, I want to say you're going to be like a slave to this in a sense, but in a very positive and balanced way, because you've just come out of learning all of this. Look how beautiful. Sorry, I just find this super beautiful. I love it. It's like the unity of all of it. It's super cute. Love it. Because it's like sparkles and stars and stripes. Yes, it's like the new USA. It's the new US flag. You know what I'm saying? I love it. And talk about believing, right? So what I want to say is that you are going to take your lovingness for, on the road with you wherever you go. That's, if somebody else took advantage of that, that's their problem. That's not yours. You're going to still commit to being your loving self no matter what, because you like to feel that. And you actually, and what I was trying to say before is that you've actually just learned, though, that you are not supposed to show up as a Superman for everybody in this life. Even though you are a Wonder Woman or you're a Superman or any other superhero, your intuition tells you who you're going to help in this life and who you're not meant to help in this life. Okay. And that's using discernment. That's literally that's allowing your heart to be fully open, and prosperous and permanently prosperous and open at that, with also using a lot of discernment. I always pray for that. I always pray for like my heart to be fully wide open, along with discernment, so that I know that I can't get hurt anymore, because of the fact that I choose who I'm going to be kind to and who doesn't deserve that out of me. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that in a nasty way. I'm saying that in a way that I've learned how to decipher the feelings of those that don't respect love and those that do respect love. And I can no longer side with the people that don't act and speak out of loving energy, because I deserve better, and I know that all I put out there is from my heart. Like, that's my powerhouse. I'm not going to ever deny that for myself. And so, long story short, I know that I can't work with these people because of the fact that there's too much to get through to a person that really is, in terms of love. But really, if you think about it, it's super common sense that it would piss me off at the end of the day to let them to actually sit there and explain how fucking love works, when we all know how love works and we all know how love feels, and we all know it's just that some people like to be in that essence of take, or the aspect of denial, which is that divine, or I want to say the aspect of earthly masculine, which is like, oh, love doesn't make you money, so it's like, don't believe in that. And it's like, well, you're going to have a shitty life if you don't believe in love, or if you don't give to the aspect of love, or if you don't actually stand in your power of love, where you get to give and receive both love in just its pure form and essence. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's actually like, it's a fucked up thing to say, but that's my truth, because I know that I've been hurt way too many times, especially by those that are my neighbors, which is fam, and that came at every different, it's not like consistent, but it's like there are certain times, and there were many times over where there was a lack of love that I could not even fucking fathom, that I was like, what the fuck? Like that you wouldn't even act like that out of a lack of common sense. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, so, you know, again, family teaches you a lot, and I've learned so much from family, and I'm very grateful for my family. However, there's many things that I've actually come down to making choices with that, you know, some people might find fucking batshit crazy, but I find it that it's my need for survival. All right, that's basically what it is. So, you know, again, it's like the people that are super joyous and super kind and super loving and light filled in the families, they're the ones that are usually looked as like, not, I don't want to call the scapegoats, but like they're the tie-dye sheep that, like, you know, people find crazy but they love to be around. So it's like, okay, that's fine, find that person crazy, but then give them the courtesy of actually treating them with, you know, like a form of respect, and more so than just a regular person, and not a lack thereof, because of the fact that they're so fucking deserving of it, because they bring you that light and love. They are willing to share that with you and not so much retract it and take it away from you. And I mean, that happens at the end of the day when a person realizes that they're not being what is it called, respected in a sense for it. But that's after a long period of time. Do you know what I'm saying? Of taking on a little too much shit. So it's like, so again, while you're with a light-filled person, make sure that you actually see their value for what it is, because one day they're going to take themselves out of the picture, or God's going to take them out of the picture, where you no longer get to fucking talk to them because they're out of this world. They're on to the next level of spirit. Do you get what I'm saying? And then what? Then you have no fucking chance to actually, you know, speak your truth and speak your love to them. So it's like, you might as well just take the time now, be courageous enough now to give them that courtesy of which they deserve, to then literally heal your heart and their heart, and then have a win-win-win situation going on. It's very easy. But it's like, so many people are so stuck in the fact that, oh, I don't have what she has, or I don't have what he has. And then they're like, and then they make it seem like that person is such a big fucking problem, like, oh, they're too far outlandishly crazy, but you like that shit, you know what I'm saying? And you like hanging out with it, and it makes you laugh, and it makes you fucking like light up, and it lights up your world when they're around, you know what I'm saying? And do I share the song that was coming? Yeah, I'm not gonna. I decided on my own. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to. But you know, there's just that's the fucking problem that, you know, that really needs to be resolved in families. It's like, you guys, families need to treat their awkward, weird fucking kids that actually are so filled with goodness and light better. And they need to treat them on a very high note rather than on a lower note than anybody else, okay? Because, and that's all because of a parental insecurity, okay? Or the insecurity of all people playing together at once. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, all the insecurities coming together at once to kind of like, you know, tell this person that they're fucked up crazy or some shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of like it's so unnecessary when the focus that needs to be had is literally, I'm seeing 5205, 52. Where the focus that needs to be had is have fun with these people, and also the focus needs to be love on these people and love on them more, because if they may not be showing you results right then and there, you will be getting the results as soon as they fucking leave, and you're going to feel the difference, and that's where the results are going to kind of pan out for you. You know what I'm saying? So you know, be respectful. There's like, guys, it's, you got to start being respectful now, like to everybody, but especially those that are the fucking oddballs that actually are odd, but it doesn't matter if they're odd. They're bringing the light and love into your family space that you need to honor. Okay. So these people need to be more valued than anything else, rather than, you know, being given that shit end of the stick, you know, or like being given the shifty, shady fucking, like, oh, conditional love, like, oh, because you're acting like how I want you to act, now I love you, and now that you're kind of like needing your fucking time, and that doesn't work for me, now I don't love you, like that type of shit, like that needs to be. That's insecure bullshit. That's feeding off of your insecure bullshit. So it's like, and that person at one point, let me just tell you, light and love people at one point they evolve a lot faster and they're out. They are out so fast. So it's just like, you know, make sure that you're respecting all of those around you, because eventually those people that life can go either way. Somebody can be really fucking miserable at one point, and then become very light in love because something in them changed. Or, you know, a person can be of pure light and love and then all of a sudden get very fucking miserable. And that is sad, right? Like, so it's like, but if you were just the light and love towards one person in your day, or those that need it in terms of discerning out of your heart, like, oh, who do I need to kind of like show up for today, you know? And that could be out of intuition. That could be like somebody on Facebook, or, you know, just like on Instagram, one of your friends that you may not even be around that often, but you kind of feel like, oh, they might need some fucking a boost today. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how you kind of ebb and flow with, like, you know, helping somebody out by showing up for them, and also just giving them the respect that their light and love deserves to have. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, we got to rethink this shit a little bit, because I feel like too many people are siding with, you know, treating people very shitty, especially those that don't deserve it. And these people that have been on their A game with treating other people with love and light are literally ones that are evolving faster and are going to piece out of other people's lives so quick they like will rip away, and then you got nothing, you have nothing to say. You don't have a fucking chance to even say anything, because they won't even give it to you, because they'll be fucking pissed off at you, but also in a way that it's like a healthy pissed off, where it's like they've cut you off because they realize that you don't give anything towards their life in a beneficial way, but they'll love you from afar because they're still love and light. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things. It's like, so just realize that your now time is something to be really something to be really had when it comes down to your generosity towards your love and light when it comes to others. Do you get what I'm saying? So don't just be a taker, and be real with like the aspect of, you know, of the fact that, like, okay, if a person in your family is of love and light, and that's basically the energy that they bring, be real with yourself, that be like, I am actually hating on them because of the love and light. It's not them, it's me, you know? Just be real with yourself. And then if you're just that real and raw with yourself and honest with yourself, you literally will fucking puncture that shit so that you can free up both people to then eventually, maybe if the divine universe wants you guys to come back together in terms of hanging out, you guys can eventually hang out. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's going to stay the way that it is, you know, or get worse unless it gets better. You know what I'm saying? So, so what I'm trying to say is just like, literally just honor your love and light. You are loving, and this is what the universe wants you to know today. You're loving, and stick to that shit no matter what other people have done to you, no matter what. And make sure that is always open and free to the flow of love, because that's what's going to get you further in this life. And this life is solely for you first, and then everybody else afterwards, okay? And that goes down to if you're a mom, if it doesn't matter. You're an individual, okay? And as an individual, you have to show up for yourself in a loving way, knowing that you're loving, knowing that you're doing the best that you can in a loving way, for you to then exude that energy out into everybody else around you, of which are your, you know, family members who are your neighbors, and then it can extend out to your actual neighbors. You know what I'm saying? And then on. So, guys, I've done a lot of talking today. But they wanted me to, and so I'm like really appreciative of all of it. So I thank you so much for stopping in. I hope you got a lot of value out of, you know, just like how to live your life for the better and the happier. And I will be on here. I'll be back on tomorrow with the knowing. Oh, tomorrow is the knowing day. Knowledge and spirituality and self-love, everything. Self-discovery, self-love, whatever. Everything that you can self-think of. Self-joy, pleasure, self everything. Everything that we can fucking discuss in terms of self is going to be going down tomorrow, okay? And so again, and like I said, with this zero energy, I felt that it was going to be today into tomorrow, but it also could be lasting this entire week coming up from Sunday to Sunday. So there you go, guys. I'll come at you guys tomorrow with another video. So thanks for stopping again. Mwah! Bye.